You're listening to Confidence with Caytie, a podcast created for ambitious, savvy women who are ready to embrace their inner badass. If you're ready to figure out exactly what you want and how to get there, then I want you to jump on in and join me, executive coach, fire starter, and your podcast host, Caytie Langford. Hello, everyone. I'm Caytie, and I am so incredibly grateful that you are here for Confidence with Caytie. This is episode number 1. Let's talk about confidence. But first, because this is our very first episode, I'd love to introduce myself and tell you a bit about how this podcast came to be. As I said, I'm Caytie Langford. I am an executive coach, and I have the honor and privilege of working with clients who are professional, ambitious women, taking their personal and professional lives to the next level. My clients are coast to coast and are in a variety of different industries, but they all have something in common. They're ready to get to the next place. Whether they're entrepreneurs who want to build their companies bigger, or they're women just like you who work in corporate America. They might be switching jobs, switching industries, or just looking to get promoted within their company. I can relate to my clients deeply because this has not always been my career. In fact, I left a 13-year super successful career in fundraising when I suddenly realized that it wasn't the dream job anymore. Now, believe me, I had lots of pinch me moments, and I am so grateful for that fundraising career, actually. I got to interact with some of the most amazing business and community philanthropists here in Dallas-Fort Worth. But I knew that there was something more. And I did a lot of digging, and I figured out exactly what it was. And so I've made it my mission to help women identify their true passions and channel that into careers and lives that they absolutely love. In fact, I absolutely love my work as an executive coach. I have pinch me moments all the time that I get to work with such incredible women and be a small part of their journey. So this podcast is a way to reach even more women to lead inspired lives and careers. I know that working with women one-on-one is fulfilling, but there's so much more that I know that I can do to help teach other women who aren't my coaching clients how to get where they want to go. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. I know that in order to find that inspiration, we need to start with one essential thing. It's confidence. And that's what today's episode is all about. So let's get started. So today's episode is all about answering this question. I've lost my confidence. How do I get it back? Y'all, I hear this statement over and over and over from clients and friends, family members. I hear it from mid-management level people all the way up to senior executives. So by the end of this episode, I'm going to give you a 3-step process for how you can build up your confidence muscle. And I'm going to give you a 15-minute tool that I call my badass list of stuff I've accomplished that's going to help remind you that you can be confident each and every single day. First, I want to tell you about my own struggle with confidence, what that struggle looks like for job searchers, and then what it looks like for entrepreneurs. So here's my story. I love public speaking. And in fact, it's a big, huge part of my business. I have a speech that I've created that, again, I'm super in love with, called Embrace Your Inner Badass. And unfortunately, because it has the word badass in it, people kept telling me over and over that it wasn't going to work for certain audiences, specifically the audiences I wanted to get in front of. It wasn't going to work at conferences. It wasn't going to work in corporations, and it wasn't going to work in networking meetings. People continued to tell me over and over, and I started to believe it. I started doubting myself, and I started doubting my idea. I'm going to share with you a little bit more about what's actually happened with that speech. But let's get to job searchers. Job searchers struggle with confidence a little bit differently. I hear things like, I want to find a new job, but I'm so beat down by my current one, I don't think I'm confident enough to get one. Worse yet, I hear things like, I'm so beat down by my boss that I don't even know how to get my confidence back. Now, when I work with entrepreneurs, they often say something like this. I want to build my business into something bigger. I want to make more money, and I want to work on the kinds of projects with the clients that I want to work on, but I just can't seem to get out of my own way. So if you're sitting in any of these positions, if you can relate to my story, you have people telling you that what you want won't work or it doesn't exist. If you're feeling beat down in your current position, if the stories you're telling yourself in your head are making you get in your own way, then you need to hear this next part. Ladies, confidence building is like building our body muscles. Let me explain why. Y'all, I am not as fit and healthy as what I want to be. And so I made the decision to hire a personal trainer. I have a badass trainer named Emily. And twice a week, Emily literally kicks my tail. And it's fantastic. What is so funny about working out and coaching is that they kind of are the exact same thing. Let me tell you about this. If I could pay Emily thousands of dollars and just go hang out with her twice a week and not have to put in the actual work, if I didn't have to actually do all of the bicep curls and crunches and all those other things that I don't even know what they're called that she has me do, and I could just get the muscles, I would pay her those thousands of dollars. But guess what? Doesn't work that way, right? You and I both know that. If we're going to get good at our physical strength and our physical fitness, we've got to actually do something. We've actually got to go to the gym, get the trainer, join the class, go to yoga, put our running shoes on, right? That's how it happens. Confidence building is like building our body muscles. So often I hear people say, I just want confidence. Just how can I get confidence? Well, here's the story. There's 3 steps to getting confidence. And it's the exact same thing to getting muscles on your biceps, those glutes, those abs, those awesome runner's legs that you want. So let me tell you, to build that muscle, we've got to do these 3 things. The first thing is we need to find clarity on exactly what we want. So when we go back to the gym, let's see how that is. Well, I knew that I wanted to get healthier and fitter. So I knew that I needed to do something. If you're looking at this from your career standpoint and you're saying, I need a new job that I love, I want to build my business in a bigger way, you need to get really clear on what that means for you. Really, really clear. Then step 2 is we actually have to believe that we can make it happen. Now, here's the thing. There's a difference in believing we can make it happen and knowing how it's going to happen. In fact, I'm going to tell you that you've got to suspend the belief that you're going to know how it's going to happen because you're probably not. Again, going back to Emily at the gym, I don't even understand half the stuff she has me do, but I know and I believe that what she's having me do is getting me where I want to go. So again, going back to your professional life, let's say you want to get a new job and you want a boss who's going to give you the creative freedom and space to do the things that you want to do. Or you're the entrepreneur that wants to build your business and you know that you want to go and get those dream clients. You've got to believe, ladies, that you can actually have this. And this is the part where so many of us get stuck. We get clear on what we want, but we lose the belief that we can have it. You've got to practice this. You've got to get into that journal. You've got to get into your head and really start to believe that you can have it. Now, step 3 is we have to actually do something. We have to start. Again, ladies, I mean, if I could just keep eating chips and queso, hashtag I'm in Dallas, and still be an awesome fit size that I wanted to be, I probably would do it. But guess what? That's not how it works. I got to get myself into the gym. I got to push myself when Emily's there with me. I got to push myself when she's not. And it's the same thing for our careers. So if you know what kind of job you want, you know what kind of projects you want to work on, the clients you want to have, the boss you want to have, you got to actually get out and start talking to people. Now, we're going to have a podcast that's going to talk a little bit more about how you can actually get into this process. So I'm not going to go into all of those details, but what I'm going to tell you is you got to do something. Ladies, if you're entrepreneurs and you want to make more money, you want to go and hire that right team member, you want to get those ideal clients, you got to do something. You got to pick up your chicken list and call those potential clients that you want. For those of you who are asking yourselves, what's a chicken list? It's the list of people that are your ideal clients that you're too chicken to call. But you got to do it. See, you got to get real clear on what you want. You got to believe that you can have it. And then third, you got to start taking action. Here's the thing that I know. Over time, the more action we take, the more confidence we build. It's gradual, but it's the same thing when we work out our biceps, right? When you do those ab workouts, when you do those glute workouts, when you up your cardio, you're going to get bigger and bigger muscles. And confidence is the same way. Because here's what happens. Confidence occurs after we do something. Not before, it's after. So once we actually do it, once we actually have the hard conversation, once we actually network with the right people and tell them what we want to do, we gain our confidence so that we keep on going. I want you to think about this. Think about the first time you ever did something. Let's use something that I think is pretty universal, which is driving a car. Right? So I want you to think back to when you were, 14, 15, 16, and the first time that you were driving a car. Perhaps it was with your parents or an older sibling, maybe an aunt or uncle. I'll tell you, I learned to drive a car with my grandmother. I learned in her Mercury Grand Marquis, which was a ginormous boat back in the mid-90s. And I learned to drive on a Sunday morning in a mall parking lot. We probably should have been at church, but we were at the mall learning how to drive. So what's funny is when we talk about learning how to drive, it's the same thing when we talk about building our confidence muscles, right? We get real clear that we want to learn how to drive. We believe that the person with us is going to teach us. We believe that we can actually figure this thing out. And then we actually had to get in the car, start it, take our foot off the brake, put our foot on the accelerator, and start driving. And I want you to think back to it, ladies. It wasn't easy. It was not easy. We did not know what we were doing. Maybe you didn't have the feel of the gas pedal and the brake pedal. Maybe you had to actually remember to turn on the turn signal. Maybe you had to be really prepared to put the gear shifter into drive or reverse, right? That first time that you had to parallel park or frankly, just park, that was taking a lot of effort. But think about it, ladies. You're confident in your driving now. I mean, I drove somewhere this morning and I don't even really remember the drive because it's something that we've done over and over and we have confidence in it. So think about these things that you've done in your past that you didn't have all the answers to. Did you know exactly what to do? Did you know exactly what it was going to be like when you started a new job or when you first became a homeowner? Or what about you ladies who are moms? I mean, mamas. Did you know what it was going to be like? No, you didn't. But you were clear that that was happening. You had belief you were going to make it work. And then you actually started doing things. So I want you to think about, how did your confidence build over time? Listen, if you need a way to jumpstart your confidence building, which I'm sure many of you do, here is a tried and true tip that I love, I use, and I practice every day. In fact, I teach my clients how to do the exact same thing. And I want to teach you how to create your badass list of stuff I've accomplished. And seriously, ladies, it's just a list of all the badass stuff you've accomplished. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get out a piece of paper. I personally love the giant sticky note and Sharpie markers. In fact, I have sitting here on my desk some new Sharpies that just came from Amazon the other day. It's the 24-pack color burst, and it has like every single color, and it just makes me so happy. So I like to get out my giant sticky notepad and a fun marker, or whatever works for you. So maybe it's just a blank piece of paper. Maybe it's a lined piece of paper. Get something out. Get your favorite pen. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to set a timer for 15 minutes. And then I want you to get writing. And I want you to write down a list of all the badass stuff you've accomplished in your lifetime. Now, I can hear a lot of you, because I've done this so many times with clients, say, I just really haven't done that much cool stuff. And when I compare my life to other people like Beyonce, it's just not that awesome. Ladies, I'm calling BS on that, because it's not true. You have done badass stuff. Now, maybe you're saying, I don't know, should I call it an accomplishment? Listen, I don't really care what you call it, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to think back over your lifetime of something that you did that in the beginning you were scared to do, you were anxious about, you were worried about. And here's the thing. It doesn't have to mean anything to anyone but you. So lots of people will probably have on their list a job that they started that they maybe didn't feel prepared for. Or they might have something like, I went to college, or I bought a house. There are things that we're going to have in common. That's totally okay. But I want you to dig deep into other things that you were scared to do and you still accomplished. And let me give you an example of that. At 29 years old, I went snow skiing for the first time. Not only did I go snow skiing, but I went snow skiing in Whistler 2 weeks before the Olympics. Now, I'm not really a daredevil. I just don't do things like that. But my husband skied, and we were going on a family trip. And I thought, I'm 29. I should probably know how to snow ski. So I enrolled in ski school, and it sucked. For those of you who are skiers, God bless you. I never need to strap on two wooden pole. I don't even know what they're called. Skis, I guess. Basically, it's like a 2x4, and then you hurl yourself down a mountain on snow. No. But here's the thing. Learning how to snow ski is on my badass list of stuff I've accomplished. I'm never going to do it again. And in fact, we'll post a picture on the website of me snow skiing in ski school. I am probably going down a 3%, maybe 2% incline, and I am wedging the whole way down. And it does not look like skiing, but you know what? I am so proud of it because it was something I was terrified of, and I did it anyway. So what have you done in your lifetime that needs to go on that list? Write it all down. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to put that list somewhere. Again, mine's on that giant sticky pad. It's in my office. I see it every single day. Some of my clients have them hung up in their master bathroom, on their mirror. Maybe it's in their closet. Maybe it's on their desk at the office. I don't really care where you put it. I just want you to have it somewhere that you can refer to often. So let's review. All it takes is 15 minutes, a piece of paper, your favorite pen or marker, and writing down your own life accomplishments. And here's what this list does. It reminds you that you have been exercising, building, and toning your confidence muscles for your entire life. Think of all the badass things you've done. Think of the fear and the obstacles you've overcome again and again and again. Nothing is insignificant. And when you're facing a tough challenge ahead, you're going to use this list as your litmus test. This is going to be your list that you go back to. When someone tells you that what you're doing isn't going to work, when you hit a setback, you're going to look at that list and gain strength because you have been building this confidence. Listen, if you take away only one thing today, I want it to be this. Know that no matter how big or small or toned or flabby your confidence muscle feels in this moment, you are entirely capable of building, growing, and feeling empowered to do exactly what you were meant to do, to lead exactly the life that you want to lead. So it's time to start working out. Go make your list badasses. And thank you so much for listening to episode number 1 of Confidence with Caytie. Thanks for listening to Confidence with Caytie. I hope the episode helped you feel more empowered to take control of your dream life and your dream career. Go start igniting those fires and don't forget, embrace your inner badass. Until next time, badasses,